I would like to actually make a quick announcement before I start this video. A lot of you have been asking recently about a giveaway of some sort, so what I thought I would do is actually do a giveaway to please you guys. So in the near future, I will be doing a giveaway at some point. There will be like a link in the description of the video, and I will mention on that video. It'll also be in the title. It will say like giveaway in brackets or something along those lines. So I would recommend you to subscribe and hit the bell notification button to be reminded in case I accidentally forget to mention it. So without that said, let's continue with the actual video. So from now on, I'm going to be doing my cover on fake phones from Wish, or any Wish item in general, a little bit different. I'll be talking about the listing, like the advertising first, then I'll talk about the phone and accessories, or just the device in particular. I'll put my thoughts out about it, I'll do the specs and false advertising, and then I'll compare it to a legit item and see how bad it is, or whether it's worth the money or not. There will be chapters in the description kind of indicating which chapters what, in case you don't want to watch the whole thing. You're only interested in maybe the specs of the phone, or just the device I'm reviewing, or perhaps just the price or whether it's worth it or not. So those will be in the description, and without that, let's actually start this video. So when arriving on the product page of this item, you are firstly greeted by the title, which says 2020 New Android 10.0, mobile phone 6.7 inch, smartphone S20 Pro with 512 gigabyte recognition smartphone mobile phone with 4G/5G dual SIM cards, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 60 megapixels, 32 megapixels, HD camera, Bluetooth, again, GPS, 10 core. So here we have some images for the particular item that we bought. So this is the S20 Pro. Claims it has 4K Ultra HD. I'm assuming that's the display. I'm not sure if that's display or camera. Got 16 by 32 megapixel, 12 by 512 gigabytes, storage, camera, some apps, additional photos, Face ID and fingerprint ID. I will be testing that later. 5Gs and 4G. I will not be testing that because the last thing I want is to stick my SIM in a Chinese phone, especially if it's a fake phone. So let's not do that. We got dual SIM micro SD. We got 6.5 inch drop screen, 10 core Android 10.0. Here we got a 2K display, 6.7 inch again, same RAM and storage, except they're supposed to be there, I'm not sure why they messed that up. 632 MB. 2K, let's see, S20 Pro, 6 reasons to start, it's 2K, front camera, back camera, got speed, and feature. Not sure why they have a 1440p listed here, thought it was 2K, but I mean, okay. I actually got the Cosmic Black, but for some reason they sent me the Cosmic Gray, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but oh well. We got some camera features. We got both eyes, thin chin, whitening, auto adjust. Doubtful it has any of those features, but we'll see. And yeah, that's basically the same image. Now if we scroll further down, past reviews, we'll have a description. Holy shit balls. I might actually have to edit this because there's so many spelling mistakes. You got no space there. Like, holy crap, I'm just scanning through this. There we go. We got a capital in the middle of a sentence and no space. Bro. Got another no space. Not even sure what that says. So, let's just do this. Control C that. So I just copied it to this display. So let's start fixing this. So features, because there's more than one feature. Need a space there. Okay, let's keep searching. Okay, that selfies is spelled right. Turns your every selfie into a work of art. Experience greater brightness. Holy crap. Color. I'm in Canada, so that's supposed to be spelled with a U. I'm not sure if that matters. Honestly, I'm gonna let them pass. That's wrong. Let's keep looking. That's wrong. You know what? There's too many mistakes. I'm just gonna skip through this and just show you the end result. So I just finished editing all of the mistakes that are in here. There are roughly 40. I mean, there are some more. Like, you have capitalized words after commas that aren't proper nouns, so they technically don't need a comma, but I'm not going to be 100% picky. So, this basically shows you how many spelling mistakes and punctuation and grammar mistakes they have made. Not something I would consider lovely to read. Just one thing before I actually get into the unboxing. I noticed no mention of 4K, although it mentioned 4K Ultra HD up here. And if you look at the CPU right here, this is definitely not one of the latest CPUs. This is over a year old. Now, on top of that, it's an octa-core CPU, not a deca-core CPU like it's been advertising it as. For instance, right here it says deca-core. It's an octa-core CPU. So I'm not sure what they're doing right there. Resolution is 1440p, not 2K. Front camera, it says rear camera, not cameras. So that already indicates that the other two on the back are fake. Just a matter of which one is which. Doubtful has Android 10. Definitely not that battery size. I did test the battery. It would last 2 days on standby, so that's not 5,000 milliamps. I can tell you that right now. And honestly, beyond that, I can't really point out anything other than it doesn't actually have face recognition or screen fingerprint reading. What it does for face recognition is anything that looks like a face will let in, and for screen you can use your dog's paw and it would still let you in. So yeah. So without that said, let's actually get into the unboxing. So once you remove the shipping label and package, this is basically what you have. It just has a little Android icon and then it says smartphone. There's not much. It has like a little RAM and storage indication there. It says that it's an S20 Pro model. There's not much else on the box. So if you open it up, note of mine, I've already opened it. So there is some fingerprints and some scratches on the screen. And it actually scratches quite easily. Like I literally placed it down, screen side down, and it got scratched. So I'll just peel this off. As you can see, it says S20 Pro. Of course, it's not an actual Samsung S20 Pro. Like, that'd be ridiculous for this price. Anyways, so I have used the cable. I can say that it does not charge the phone quite quickly. I did not get an actual measurement because for some reason it would not pick up milliamps I was charging the phone with. I have not tried the earbuds, so I will try those and then give you feedback later on in the video on those. The case, it was actually quite hard to get onto the phone. It definitely didn't want to come onto the phone. As you notice, there's a little protection thingy by the power button. Peeling that off will actually leave a lot of glue, which is definitely not something I would enjoy having there. But a little bit of alcohol and a piece of paper, a piece of tissue should get rid of it. It really does look like an Samsung, like it does. But like there's a couple fake things which I'll point out. Like the OS looks like it, even though there are some parts of the OS that doesn't look like it's from Samsung, which I guess they've got to change. So you get your screen, you get some tissues to clean up screen protect, you get your manual, your AC adapter. I haven't even bothered with that. You get a little SIM clicker, SIM card clicker. I don't even know what those are called. SIM injector. You got a very plasticky screen protector. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you could snap it and it would sound like plastic and not like glass. And that's basically all that's in the phone, so just put that to the side. All of it, just get all of it. Then I get the phone. So here you go. This is what the phone looks like. Whoops, I left something open. Just close everything. As you can see, that closing application button is not something Samsung uses. It isn't like slow at all. I don't really notice some sort of latency. This is the benchmark that I will use to benchmark the phone and compare to the Samsung A51, which I have to have in here. Of course, you'll need internet to benchmark this, so I will benchmark that later. With that said, actually, I'll show you this right now. It does not support OpenGL 3.0 or up, so 3D Mark is not an option. So yeah, like that's not a good sign. That definitely indicates that it's not a good phone. If it doesn't support OpenGL 3.0, then there's something wrong. So as previously stated, I will be using GFX Bench now to actually benchmark the phone, and I can tell you right now, it did an atrocious job at trying to even run at 10 frames. Like, it cannot handle anything. Definitely not what they claim it to be. It's not 12 gigabytes. It's not 512 gigabyte storage. Like, it's insanely slow when trying to do anything intensive. Like, opening Chrome alone can cause the device to crash or give you a black screen occasionally. it's definitely not something you want to use for your daily drive. So as previously stated, I would run the benchmark on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to my Samsung A51. So there's only 3 that it actually supports because the phone is too slow or too weak to run any of the other ones. Like, it's not supported because of how weak it is. So just let this load. I'll just speed this up and I'll just show you the results and compare them after. I thought just before I was going to fast forward, I was going to show you how badly it actually runs. So this is trying to render a 1080p T-Rex video. Like, this is atrociously bad. Like, it's frame lagging so hard you can barely run it, and it actually gets worse once it renders up to higher quality. But I just wanted to tell you that, so I'm just gonna actually fast forward now through all the renders, and I'll compare the 2 benchmarks from the 2 phones after. Okay, as you can see, the results on the left are clearly the same A51, and the ones on the right are this S20 Pro clone, scam, whatever you want to call the phone. For some reason, for the first 2 tests, the top 2, for the Samsung A51, I could not get the quality go down. It just went to higher quality, which is why the frames aren't that big of a difference. It's only like 10 times. But like, it would have been more.
So this is just a quick example of both phones in 1K. They are sitting side to side. Both are recording my voice. You'll be able to hear the difference. You can also kind of already see the difference. So this is just a quick example of both phones in 1K. They are sitting side to side. Both are recording my voice. You'll be able to hear the difference. You can also kind of already see the difference, the screen.
So these are just 2 pictures I quickly took, just regular 1K. For some reason, the one on the right always makes it bigger. I'm uncertain to why the S20 Pro does that. It's also a lot wider. It isn't really as clear, and it seems to blur everything except what you're pointing at, compared to the left one where it actually kind of focuses on everything except the little back part, which is good. So here are the so-called specs of the Witch Merchant. Right on the left side here, you got your DACA core, even though that's an 8 core, and either way it's still not the right one. 5000 milliamps, you got 12 gigabytes RAM, 512 storage. You got your 1440p, that's supposed to be 0, that's my mistake. So you got your 6.7 inch, you got your camera, and your Android build date. I couldn't find that on their listing. Of course, they're not going to list it because everyone's is different. Then on this side, you have like your actual specs, which is what I found. So it's a 6580 4-core, which is like your $90 phone basically will have that. You got, I don't know the exact battery one. I couldn't get it to measure. I couldn't measure their like reading of how fast it charged, so I couldn't determine how big it is. So, but it's within that 1 to 2000 range because it always dies within 2 days without use on standby. 1.9 gigabytes. It's probably 2. It's just that's what the system reported. Pretty damn slow RAM. Like DDR2 is very outdated. Got your display, which is 720p, 44 hertz, which is actually worse than what we usually get. You probably had to cheap out somewhere. It's a 5.3 inch because I measured it. Plus, that's what Android 5.1 told me. You got your front camera, which is basically horrible compared to what they listed. You got your Android 5.1. It's the Google Play edition. Not sure if there's any other editions. That's just what it told me. Got your build date right here. This is when mine was created, so that's like half a year ago. It actually doesn't support SIM. I did end up sticking one into it. It just doesn't detect it. And when I did some research, turns out this one does not support SIM. It's just false advertised. And the company name apparently is U2. It's probably just something they programmed in there. I used these thingies right here to kind of verify everything. I had to go back for it because some of them actually thought these were the actual specs while they weren't. GFX bench basically confirmed majority of my suspicion about it being fake. While we're kind of like covering what they false advertised on their phone, I did notice that they had the S20 Pro in here, but they also had the S20U, which are actually 2 different phones on which you can buy. So that was kind of funny in my opinion, that they had 2 different models in it, which just shows you that they just copy and paste this from listing to listing. I'll also be showing you when I talked to the seller, asking him why it was false advertised. He actually gave me a few replies back with 3 videos, which are supposed to fix the 2 GB RAM issue, but weren't even remotely relevant to the topic. So I'll just quickly show you what he sent me. So this is the message that he sent me, basically showing you how to fix the false advertisement, which is pretty funny. So you got your first YouTube video right here.
Idea, okay.
How to find app,
how
all
to
software,
find all
and oh
app.
my. This is not even remotely felt relevant to what I asked. Whoops. Can I? Is there a way of going back? Oh yeah, right here. What about the second video?
Idea.
That's
okay,
not. Oh my god! Shut up. Not even relevant to what I was asking. What about this one? Not even relevant. So, yeah. Basically, that's it. This is the video on this particular item. Just let me know what you guys think below and which one I should review first. And without that said, I hope you have a good rest of your day.